Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in into Soundscapes Talks. I'm sitting here for a small little discussion with Volker out of Halle, Germany. He's part of or very involved with the Blendwerk crew here in Halle, Germany, and we just actually listened to one of his tracks off his upcoming EP, and it's a pretty down-tempo track, and I actually very recently started getting into downtempo over the summer.
Nice.
And it would be really nice to know how you got into downtempo.
I mean, hi.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't know, pretty much I liked it like when I moved to Halle, and like this whole techno scene was very new for me, because I'm actually from Bavaria and we didn't had anything like it. To be honest, like we had clubs that played like shitty EDM music, but nothing more. So when I moved to Halle, I right away got into the techno scene, and yeah, then it was downtempo because I didn't like the very fast techno, to be honest. And right, but then for a lot of time, I was just consuming, right? So I was just going to parties, enjoying the music, and actually producing downtempo I started like half a year ago.
Okay.
Which was with all the process surrounding Blendwerk and like emergency loop, which is the music.
The collected, that's pretty much stems out of this.
Yeah, right. So, yeah.
And
did I answer the question? Actually, I don't know.
Well, so how you sort of got into downtempo, and
right.
Or at least you explained a little bit of the production side, that you just were pretty much consuming it, and then
right.
And you wanted to take the jump to producing it. But were you producing anything beforehand?
I was playing guitar since I was like 15, but then I was more into rock music, punk. So doing electronic music is a really new thing for me. Yeah. I guess you could say that I was influenced a little bit by I did a big trip after I finished my master's to Central America. So I went from Mexico all the way down to Panama. And I don't know, I feel like those sounds they have, it fits the downtempo theme a lot. So I couldn't imagine hearing like 130 BPM techno with organic or ethnic influences. So yeah, probably that's also an influence you could
take into account.
Take into account, right?
Yeah, crazy. I also have a sort of a theory out there that downtempo really appeals to rock artists. I don't know why, but or my theory may be also that it's sort of like, if you're, I don't know, what type of rock are you actually listening to? Is it like 70s happy rock?
I mean, it's different. So I started with like the 2000 punk bands like Rise Against, Sum 41. Like I think everybody in my age listened to them. Blink 182, which is more like high school punk. And then it kind of evolved into like more metal stuff. Like System of a Down was a big thing for me when I was 15 or 16.
All right.
But I haven't heard that like people that like a lot of rock music also are more into downtempo than other types of electronic music. That's a new theory.
Well, it hasn't been researched. I definitely would want to research it, but some institutes has to give me the resources to be able to do that. But I think those are like questions that I try to observe, is like seeing where's the flow, because music actually, they take details from it's very fluid. One sound will lead to another sound, and it'll develop itself in one direction, another sound will develop itself in another direction, but then at one point they cross again, and then they influence each other. And the electronic scene has sort of been like really what the youth has been listening to, at least here in Europe, for the last I don't know, it's actually been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah. But that's probably like why I also got into electronic music, was everybody was just listening to it. And it's sort of like, all right, where do the kids who listen to rock and all that may have gone outside of just listening to rock? Our music consumption has also changed, because now we can listen to whatever we want
on Spotify,
whenever we want.
But I mean, it's true. I was just thinking about that. I then started to listen to post-rock bands that, like, you could really compare them to downtempo music, because they have like a lot of low tones or a lot of bass, which probably house hasn't a lot of, because that's why I don't know, house not really my type of music, but now that you mention it, it makes a lot of sense that coming from rock, post-rock, where you have like a lot of drone sounds, a lot of deep sounds that really make you feel something when you're in front of the PA system. And I feel the same like with downtempo. You really feel a lot listening to it.
I also like the cool thing about downtempo, it's like in its name itself, it's slowed down, so it does it can play way more with time, I feel. And that's sort of what I really like about it, is the concept of time. Sometimes it really just can be played out and distanced, and then all of a sudden you take a swoosh in another direction.
Right. And it's not about just getting faster and faster, but it's having like slow time, like not that much BPM, but also playing with that, like doing like different bass lines, 1/16th bass notes to get a feel of tempo, but actually kick is like really slow. Yeah. So you have like a lot of more space just going, okay, I have to go faster to make it more dance.
At the production level. I didn't think about it.
I feel like I have more like variety to do rhythms as well, like South American drum rhythms and stuff, I guess.
And downtempo is also something that's sort of like I'm noticing very on the come up. It's starting to like it's moving, and interesting. You were talking about South America. It was like that's also massive scenes there. That's South America. Yeah. And there's people going now from Europe over to Mexico, and they're just downtempo. It's pretty cool. And while working on this EP, this was within the last 6 months.
Actually, when I was back at my parents' over Christmas. I didn't want to do anything for uni or stuff that I usually have to do. And I was like, okay, just take those 2 weeks and produce some music. And actually, that's all it got. Like all it took to have 2 songs to put out there.
Wow.
And it's like really also calming for my mind to do something that had nothing to do with like the work I had to do during that period of time.
What work did you have to do?
For uni, I have like 2 projects that I have to finish in 2 weeks actually. So one is like an animation, and the other one is a game where you could play. And I didn't want to do anything while I was with my parents, so I did the music.
And you're studying animation, right?
It's not actually animation. It's called multimedia and virtual reality.
Okay.
So you can do anything that falls into that category.
Okay.
So we have people that are doing websites. We have people that are doing VR stuff and just 2D animation, 3D animation. A lot of stuff going on. Yeah, right.
Do you see any parallels between that, what you're studying, and sort of the music you choose, or do you try to keep those like separated?
I don't know. First, I think my studies led into Blendwerk because when I was starting, I was doing like stickers and designing stuff for people that are involved in the Blendwerk, and so that's the connection, I guess, and also the creativity side on doing art. I think it's the same. Like,
and how'd you end up getting into Blendwerk? Were you here since day one, or was this?
Pretty much. I'm remembering that I actually played on the opening night, which was in July. So, I guess there was a plan to do it early this year. So we had a group on social media where it was like, okay, who's interested in doing a project in Halle? And we have a place that we could rent, but then came Corona. So it took a while longer to feel comfortable enough with the numbers here, because we were really lucky. In summer we actually had pretty much no cases here, so we felt comfortable enough to do stuff. So it took us half a year longer than we actually wanted it to. So yeah, you could say that I was here from the first day.
Okay. And have you also DJ'd the parties here and everything?
Yeah.
All right.
So that was pretty much kickstarting all the music thing, because from the first day I had a place where I could play and they were in front of people, which is, I don't know if it's a lot of people that are that lucky to have a place where they could have professional gear, people that are on the parties, and like other people that also play music that just want to do stuff with you, and so have a process of like getting bigger. Than we did an open air with people from Blendwerk, which was like really huge because it was like one of the 2 or 3 open airs you actually could have last year. So that put us on the map right away.
Cool. Yeah, I heard it didn't take long at all till the parties were being talked about and everything.
There was pretty much nothing else going on because it wasn't that legal as a club, because it was just like more the Blendwerk people that were there. So we could also argue that we're not an official club. We have measurements taken to, if there was corona outbreaks, to like have the people go into quarantine. So I don't know. It was, I guess we were really lucky.
Yeah. Not many people had the opportunity to continue doing events.
No.
But it's also hangs on your guys' unique structure.
Right.
And it's like you guys aren't just a nightclub.
No, it wasn't supposed to be that at all. Because we had like dance classes and yoga classes, and also a book club where you could just join and read books and talk about it. There was a lot of stuff going on, like a lot of people that had different interests, but no place to go because everything else was closed because of laws and coronavirus bullshit.
Yeah.
So for a brief moment of time where the numbers were low enough, we had a place where all those could call them lost people during a pandemic could go and have a good summer at least.
Yeah. That was a pretty hard summer for everyone out there.
It's still going on, right?
Yeah.
And now it's winter.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. But in winter it doesn't seem as bad because it's cold and you really don't want to going out as much.
Right. But you also just can't lie at the lake enjoy the weather, right?
Yeah.
Because it's dark all the time, and usually winter for me it's harder to get by than summer, because in summer and when it's warm and there's a lot of sun, and I'm feeling fine even with not much going on. But in winter, I'd wish to have to meet people, to be able to meet people, just talk to people, and right now that's not really possible, right?
Yeah.
Because right now, Eastern Germany, by being lucky in summer, we're not lucky anymore.
Yeah.
We're a hotspot right now.
Are you guys really?
Yeah. Saxony has the highest numbers in Germany, and I guess because we're so close to them, we also have 300 cases a week on 100,000 inhabitants, which is a lot.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
damn.
but let's hope for the future.
But it was. It's also nice that there was at least something going on here this weekend. That was completely legal and everything, by the way, in case somebody wants to say.
Yeah, actually, you did a corona test before that, right?
Yeah, actually, before coming here, before meeting everybody, I took a corona test. I don't want to be the foreign kid coming into your guys' city and
super
then
spreader.
Yeah. Instead of having just a bus that spreads music, it's really spreading corona. No, but no, I passed my test and I failed it. So which was I don't have corona.
And that's even more that we have this opportunity right now, which actually came a little bit because of what we had in summer.
Yeah.
That's also really nice, and thank you a lot for having me, for having us, for being here, for having this cool bus.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. You mentioned that you were from Bayern.
Yeah.
Right? Whereabouts?
In between Bamberg and Würzburg, which is Franconia.
Okay. So northern,
really close to the border to what used to be Eastern Germany.
Okay.
Half an hour and you would have seen the wall.
Wow, crazy.
Or a fence.
Yeah, a fence.
It was a fence, not really a wall. Not really a wall.
And when did you decide to move to
Halle? So I did my bachelor degrees in computer science in Heilbronn.
Yeah.
And then I actually wanted to move to Leipzig for my master's, but I fucked up with a test I had to take to be able to be allowed to the courses. And then it was okay, if I can't go to Leipzig, maybe there's something around it, because I really liked that it was more relaxed with everything compared to living in Bayern or southern Germany, where people are stricter, or how do you call them? They're more not as easy. Not as easy. I don't think you could do anything like this in Bavaria. It's harder.
Very, very good point. I used to live in Munich, and I felt even though that was a city that's supposed to be open and everything, compared to most of Bavaria, this it would be in a very, very small corner that I actually have never entdecked, discovered these type of things of alternative culture while in Munich, because it was just so hidden under the rug.
And prices are up.
That's
hard to get by if you're an artist or So that's a lot of
why you're here.
Cheaper here. Cheaper, and that's one reason. And they had the courses I wanted to take back then, and so that's pretty much why I moved here, and I liked it ever since.
Super. I'm actually trying to think about getting a bunch of artists to just move to Eastern Germany, because it's cheaper, and artists it's hard out there, and all that they're really looking for is some rents, to pay their rents, pay for their food, and just a little bit more for maybe a vacation here and there, but it's
not much more.
Not much more, because artists are also the type of people who don't want to go on a luxury. Most of them don't want to go on a luxurious vacation. They just want to hop in a van.
Backpack.
Yeah, exactly. Backpacking, vanning, and just meeting local people, and even crashing at other people's houses.
But still, it's hard sometimes to get that money to just barely survive.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's pretty rough out there, but
there's some spaces. So,
all right. Let's go more on a happier note. With your EP, when is it coming out?
It's actually been released last Wednesday, so it's been out there for today's Sunday, right? Like
today's Sunday.
5 or 6 days.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, we'll make sure we can share the link and spread it around.
That would be awesome.
Section in the little comment section or the description. Let me check the time. This was a sort of mini talk, micro talks format, it runs around 20 minutes and everything, and we're slowly coming to the end of that. Do you have any words that you want to share with the world if everybody could be hearing this right now? What would you share with them?
Hang in there. There's gonna be better times. We have a few more months to hang on, and then probably everything will be better. To have it in one sentence, it won't be like this all the time.
No, it'll pass. Yeah, cool. All right, Volker, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, and hope to see you sometime somewhere.
Probably in Europe in the summer.
Hey, definitely. Yeah. All right. Stay healthy.
You too.